Hello?
Hiya, Josh, it's Ross.
Who, sorry?
Good one. No, but seriously, I'm thinking about bringing the Not So Late show back.
Why?
I think it's probably just that, in these difficult times, laughter's probably more important than ever. And it's a real opportunity to really deep dive into something creative.
You've got nothing else to do, have you?
Yeah, absolutely nothing. Not a Scooby.
Sorry, mate. I'm really busy at the minute.
Oh. Okay, well, stay safe. Guess it's just me and you then, John.
Right then. 11, 12, 13, 14 and a half.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the host of the Not So Late Show. It's Ross. Good evening and welcome to the Not So Late Show, the UK's finest alternative comedy chat show, broadcast directly from my dining room. My name's Ross Briley, and they say dress for the job you want and not the job you have, which is lucky because I don't have a job right now.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Due to social distancing measures,
Flatten the curve.
it would be greatly appreciated if you watch this show 2 metres away from your computer screen in order to reduce the transmission of this deadly virus. What if humans are the virus? But I'm not going to let a global pandemic, near constant existential anxiety, or no faith whatsoever in our world leaders to deal with this crisis get in the way of a fantastic entertainment package. Isn't that right, John? So, without further ado, let's see what we've got coming up on this week's show.
Piss off, Ross.
System of a Down.
She flinches. But first things first, every late night chat show worth its salt starts with a topical monologue. But due to the repetitive nature of the current news cycle in this crisis... Crisis? What crisis? We're going to rejig the format a little bit and instead present to you the untopical monologue. A woman has been the first person in the UK to be diagnosed with a rare medical condition that means a bladder turns sugar directly into alcohol. She said she first knew there was a problem when her GP asked to provide a sample in a shot glass and knocked it back with some salt and a dash of lime. The self-proclaimed interplanetary space warrior Count Binface has said he's going to run for the next London mayor. However, officials have said that if he is to do so, he must run under his real name, Michael Gove. Bad news for participants in Mexico's Festival of the Exploding Hammer, as 43 of them were seriously injured. Great news for organisers, though, as they beat their previous record by 5. What do you think, John? Forgot to put your mic on. There. That better?
About bloody time! I've been sat here shouting at you for days!
How are you coping at the moment, John? Can you get coronavirus?
I can't get symptoms, Ross, but I could be a carrier.
Ah, so you could pass the virus on to somebody else.
No, I mean I could be a carrier. If you melted me down, I'd make a cracking bag for life.
Well, look after yourself, John, and we'll speak to you later.
Piss off, Ross.
Peter Brush has thought for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be joined by one of the sharpest minds on the currently non-existing comedy circuit. It's the one and only Mr. Peter Brush, everybody. Peter Brush. Peter Brush. 2 people clapping there, Peter.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't always do that well, actually. So,
thanks ever so much for joining us, Peter. How are you holding up?
things are sent to try us, and you got to try and overcome it, I suppose, haven't you? So,
Anything happened to you? Have you been affected by the current situation more than most?
I mean, I can't go to acupuncture anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's terrible.
Yeah, it's annoying.
What I've done is I sent my acupuncturist a voodoo doll of me, so they just stick the pins in that.
You could market that. You could sell them.
What, voodoo dolls of me?
Yeah, absolutely. It shouldn't take too long. You just need a couple of pubes and a pepper army.
Yeah, well, when I grow some,
I'll let you know. So, it's like being at school, but I'm doing it myself.
Now, Peter, you've had a lot of time to think. What have you been thinking about today?
I watched Superman for the first time. I'd never seen it. So now, my gran, right, she always used to tell me that a watch pot never boils, right? You heard that expression?
I have heard that expression, yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah, well, she used to tell me that, but
Superman had a gran. I don't think she'd say that because Superman has laser eyes, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
so if Superman was watching a pot,
If anything, it'd probably boil a lot quicker because of the lasers from his they'd boil it, wouldn't they? So his gran wouldn't be able to pass on the same wisdom. But that's what I was thinking.
was that enriching? Was it?
I think it's really changed my life for the better. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. You don't want to sort of chat a bit longer, do you? Because I haven't seen you on for ages.
So I just thought maybe we could just catch up a little bit more. I mean, it's been weeks since I spoke to anyone. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Peter Brush.
Peter Brush has thought for the day.
This is Alan Bennett's Nu Metal Classics, the biggest selling album of 2017, featuring Papa Roach.
I've cut my life into pieces, and this is my last resort.
System of a Down.
Wake up, grab a brush, and put on a little makeup. Why'd you leave the keys upon the table?
And Slipknot.
I felt the hate rise up in me. Kneel down and clear the stone of leaves. I wander out where you can't see, inside my shell. I wait, and I bleed. Goodbye.
Alan Bennett's Nu Metal Classics, out now.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, members of the jury, I'm delighted to be joined by one half of the Delightful Sausage and all of Amy Gledhill. Ladies and gentlemen, it is, of course, Amy Gledhill! Amy Gledhill, everybody!
Oh, hiya! You're right.
I'm all right, Amy. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm glad I'm all of Amy Gledhill. If there was bits elsewhere, it'd be gross, wouldn't it? So that's great. What good news.
Maybe a rendition of I'm every Gledhill, but I'm Amy Gledhill. That would work, wouldn't it? That's your Edinburgh Walk-On music sorted right there.
Thank you. Thanks for reminding me that's not happening for another year, Ross. Thank you.
Tell us, how are you coping with the whole shebang?
So my housemate, Jack Evans, who's a comedian as well, he has introduced me to high-quality, lossless audio files. Might sound super cool, Ross, and that's because it is. But what I've become genuinely addicted to is listening to early System of a Down albums.
Wow. I mean, of all the ways to deal with this pandemic, who knew? Well, because in my head, every time I think of System of a Down, this is what I do in my head. So every single time. The toxicity of a city!
Very Bruce Forsyth, actually.
It's like if Bruce Forsyth and Zippy from Rainbow had a child. Yeah. Feel free to put me to shame.
The sort of noises he makes sort of vary, don't they, from like hip-a-bola, pop. Oh. That is my System of a Down sound.
I'm going to test you. I'm going to test you on some System of a Down lyrics.
Bring it on.
I went out on a date with a girl a bit late. She had so many friends, gliding through many hands. Amy Gledhill.
I went out with a date with a girl a bit late. She had so many hands. I brought my pogo stick just to show her a trick. She had so many friends, gliding through many hands.
Oh, Amy Gledhill, everybody. Amy Gledhill. Oh, from Manchester to Armenia.
Nice.
I think me, I want a life. I think me, I want a house and a wife. Amy Gledhill.
I want to shimmy, shimmy, shimmy till the break of dawn, yeah. And the song is it called Shimmy?
It's called Shimmy, everybody. Okay. One more and you win a set of steak knives. My source is the source of all creation. Her discourse is that we all don't survey.
The sky right before let go grey, my sauce and my remorse flying over a great bay.
And of course, that song is
Jet. Is it called Jet Pilot?
Jet Pilot! Oh, unbelievable! Amy Gledhill is the coronavirus's #1 authority on System of a Down. Congratulations, Amy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
One more time, everybody, for Amy Gledhill. Amy Gledhill, everybody. Amy Gledhill.
Aw.
Well, that's it for this week, and thanks ever so much for watching. Please get in touch and tell us how much you hated the show via Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. It's at The NSL Show. Email me, rossbriley@notsolateshow.co.uk with your answers to this week's big question. Do you believe in goats? Maybe you've seen a goat. Maybe your house is haunted by goats. Or you think goats are made up as a story to scare little children. Tweet us, message us, email us, post something through the door, throw rocks at my window. Stop throwing rocks at my window. Please stop throwing rocks at my window. I'm trying to sleep. And we'll give you the best of those answers on next week's NSL Show. Speaking of next week, we've got a couple of fantastic guests. We're going to be talking to the band MGMT about the time they went on GMTV on MDMA.
Do you have any sort of anxieties or worried about it before you actually did it?
Landing on Mars and meeting Matt Damon.
And we'll be talking to a man who thinks stamps are voodoo dolls for the Queen. If she's on telly, right, and I lick the back of one, like that, she flinches. I've signed it. Until next time, it's good night from me. It's good night from John.
Piss off, Ross.
And it's good night from capitalism. Goodbye now.